Matt was just like you, an ordinary person trying to figure out what to actually do with his life. But the thing he actually knew was that he wanted to be a good speaker. He wanted to become an intellectual version of himself. He wanted to be able to go to social events and talk confidently to people. He wanted to be able to go to public and make a speech to 10, 20, 50, 100, 200 people. He wanted to have this social credit. He wanted to have this high social value on his life. He wanted to inspire people, talk to leaders, create better intellectual environment for him, for his family, for his community. And that's what he did. But the thing he had that you didn't yet was that he had a pathway, he had a way, he had a secret weapon. He knew how to create his own speaking style. And because of that, people love talking to him. People want him to go to places and talk about anything. Just because Matt knows how to speak, and you can be just like him if you follow this video religiously. So there's a difference between good speakers and great speakers. And mainly the only difference is that great speakers are unique. They have this different way of talking. They have like an aura around them that just makes them seem special. But actually, they're not that different from the good speakers. When you develop your own speaking style, when you develop your unique way of saying things, of teaching things, of presenting things, then people start recognizing you. And then on their minds, you are a great speaker because you're different than everyone else. But the only thing you changed was you started being authentic. Imagine how crazy that is. You are more like yourself, and then people like you more instead of you just seeing like an amazing speaker and copying everything like he or she does. We need to overcome this self-doubt that, oh yeah, we are not good speakers enough, so I can't develop my own unique way of saying things. I can develop my unique style right now. I need to become a good speaker beforehand. No, that's actually not it. This is you not believing in your own potential. You must have this the mindset of, damn, I am a good speaker and I want to become a great speaker. Because we all love great speakers. We all love when you're talking to someone and this person knows how to talk, knows how to tell stories, knows how to present himself, has a good body language. Why can't we be the same? We can. We can. Trust yourself. Like, you know, those people who are trash to talk to, how do you feel about them? Do you feel great? Is it nice talking to them? No, because they're either just a copy of someone else or they are terrible speakers. You need to understand that you are unique. And this is for every single person, okay? So if everyone wanted to become a great speaker, everyone would have an unique way of saying things, of presenting themselves. So you have your own way. You just don't know it yet. And this applies to myself also. I have a lot of speaking references and I'm still trying to figure out what I want, the exactly way I want to say, because I know the pathway. I'm just following along. I'm not in the end of the road yet. But isn't it amazing? Isn't it so powerful, the fact that if someone tries to copy your style, they might learn, but they will never actually understand why you are so different. Because the only one that may know what it is the differential is yourself. When you have this unique like style of saying things, people like you more. People want to listen to you speaking way more often. People want to actually have nice conversations with you. People want to be around you, so you make friends, so you have a good network. And this network only increases because you are a good speaker, because you know how to speak, because you know how to engage your audience, because you actually know your own style. And you also can make profit from it. So in a practical way, how can we actually develop our own way of saying stuff, of presenting ourselves, of becoming a great speaker? So the first thing we've got to do is we must study ourselves in a way that we need to understand first our addictions. So for example, if we always do like Because some people talk like that, or if we always say like, there are people who say their sentences is something around this. Oh yeah, like I went to the supermarket and like there was this pretty girl and she looked at me and I was like holy shit, bro, she's so hot. Like you know what I'm saying? Like this is not the best way to speak because you are addicted to saying like, and I am too. Sometimes I have to be very mindful because of that since English is not my main language. But there are a lot of addictions people have. A lot of people use filler words like and you know these are the kind of stuff you must try to like cut. You need to remove them from your vocabulary. Do your best and understand that this is a weakness of yours and that you need to work on it. You also need to understand what is the way you speak. Are you more like a monotone speaker who usually have this tone of voice? And sometimes you can only when you're very happy say like this and then you go back to your, or maybe you are like more of this enthusiastic speaker where you like to move your hands, you like to move your body, you like to do different tones, and then your voice goes up. But suddenly, when you're talking about something deeper, your voice goes down. I am, like, in my example, I am a mix of both because my voice is a little bit monotone, but I try my best to. When I'm happy, I let my voice go up, then my body changes, but then I go back to my normal state. So you need to make the self-reflection and understand what are your strengths and what are your weaknesses, and you won't focus on your weakness. Like you won't try to improve your weakness. No, you will get your strength and just improve them. Like ignore everything you're weak on. If you are not good at body language, let's say, don't try to improve a lot. Like of course do just the basic work. But if you are an amazing storyteller, focus on storytelling. If you have an amazing body posture, if you have like nice eye contact, if you know how to engage your audience, but your storytelling is not that great, try to see, okay, what are the areas that I can fill here that will overcome and make people underlook my lack of storytelling. Also realize what makes you stand out when you're looking at your restaurant. Because you see, some people know how to deal with humor when they're talking. So they are making presentations and they make a very good joke, make people laugh, and it increases the engagement of the presentation or of the conversation. So your strength might be your humor. Your strength might be your storytelling. You might be someone who can engage your audience in a different way. You might tell amazing stories. So analyze yourself talking and understand what are your what is your differential, what makes you unique, and work on it. You also need to create a story portfolio. And what is it? There are a lot of people, I can't name them right now because I forgot all the names, but there are certain people who are very good speakers. And when they are telling a story, when they are talking about something, if you pay attention, they have like 20 stories that they always say. They always say the same 20 stories, but in different occasions. So they created this story portfolio on in every single situation they will have a story for that. And this is very powerful because imagine you are in a crowd and there are some people that want to connect with you because there will always be people who are just there playing around and people who actually want to connect with you. When you have a good story, you can increase the engagement of people who already want to talk to you, who already want to see you talking, and you will hook people who are just there laying around and don't actually know what they want. So when you have this story portfolio in any situation, you can be in a basketball game, you can be at your home, you can be on your work, and suddenly a customer or someone goes in and wants to talk to you. Maybe you are in your school and there will be like a different presentation style, or you will suddenly be asked to speak about something. You will always have these 20 stories or 15 stories or 10 stories or I don't know, 25, 30 stories that you can pick in every single situation to handle every single occasion that might make you fall into a trap of not having anything to tell. Because it is very important, even if you're not a good storyteller, to have any kind of story, because this engages people, this makes us closer. When I'm talking, I want us to have like this nice connection, so that's why I always try to tell a story. And this is something interesting because If the story is about yourself, it's so much better. But you can't come up with stories because most people don't know like what have you actually done with your life. So when you are able to create this weird story, and that might not be true, but if it might serve its purpose, and that is to connect us with the audience, because that's what we want. We want their attention. We want them to pay attention to what we are saying. I want you to pay attention to what I'm saying. So when we have these stories, when we have these worlds that we created that might or not be true, and we present it to people, this whole new vision, this whole new plot twist, this character that everyone hates, it makes people want to listen to you. You might say another story because you don't only need to tell a story on the start. You can also like have a story to talk on the introduction of your speech or of your presentation of anything you're saying. And then you can also add another story. And they may be linked, and you don't have to remember everything you've always went through because you have a portfolio. Let's say, for example, if you are not very aware of what are your addictions, what are your filler words, what is your unique style, what are good stories that you can tell to people, you can record yourself. You can just grab your phone, put the camera here, and just start speaking like you were talking to a normal person. Or go to Discord and talk to someone, like install OBS and record their conversation and then analyze it and think to yourself, okay, why did I say this? Why did I say this way? What was a good thing that I said? Ask for feedback also. If you don't know, if you can't handle it alone, ask your friends, ask your family, ask people that know you and that have listened to you speaking a lot, mainly your family and your friends, right? And ask them, what do you think are my qualities when I'm speaking? What do you think makes me a good speaker, and what do you think it is my worst addiction when I'm speaking? Also, understand your core message. What is the thing that you want to say? What is the thing that you're not what your audience wants you to say, but what do you want to say? What is the message that you want to pass on? What is the legacy you want to create? Maybe you want to make a message about mental health. Maybe you want to make a message about fitness. Maybe it is about all these social environments like poor kids and poverty and people needing shelters and home and food. But you need to put on your mind, what is your core message and why are you doing all of this? Why are you speaking on this unique way? Because it is interesting, because depending on what is your core message, you might speak in a different way. Because you see all of these like fitness coaches, all of these like sports and active guys, like when they're speaking, they're strong and they always shout at each other in a playful way, like, bro, you need to check out this, holy shit, go on, go on, go on, like one more rep and stuff. But when you see someone talking about mental health, they have this deeper way of speaking because they understand that their message is heavier. So they need to be slow to people to actually understand and think about it. When you understand your core message, you understand the best way to say it, the best way to deliver it, and the best way to make everyone around you understand what you are saying. The last thing you can do, and that is actually very nice when you are trying to figure out what to do, find your references for yourself. Find speakers that you like. You might like Martin Luther King or Jordan Peterson or Andrew Tate or Andrew Huberman or Alex Ramosi or Iman Gadzhi. I don't know, any speaker that you actually like. And see what is their core message. Analyze all of this, right? What is their core message? What are their addictions? What is the thing that makes them unique? Because Iman Gadzhi is not a good storyteller, but Jordan Peterson is. Why is that? Maybe because Jordan Peterson is an old man. He has a lot of stories. He has lived a lot of stuff. Analyze their signature phrases, because this is something you can use yourself also. You need to relate and identify these speakers because, for example, let's say Jordan Peterson might have a unique sentence. I can't remember. Andrew Tate, for example, he always say like about the Matrix. If you see someone talking about the Matrix or Top G, this is like a term, this is like a word he created for himself and for his bubble of people. So when people listen to it, like the Matrix, like I myself, I don't follow him. Like I'm not a big fan of him. I'm not a hater either. But every time I hear about Matrix, I think about him. How interesting that and how powerful is that? If I listen to a word, I already relate it, I already link it to anecdote. So it's kind of weird, isn't it? So I have this like signature word or a signature phrase of yours that you use to make your speech recognizable, and then you are in the people's mind. Imagine this situation. There are 1,000 people in the entire world. If they listen to a word, maybe bottle, they instantly have your face on their minds. You're gonna be remembered every single day. How much money can you make from it? How many lives can you change from it? How impactful can you be when people remember your face, remember your message from just a single word? And when you have this signature phrase, when you have your unique tone of voice, when you understand your strength, your weakness, then you're gonna innovate, because then you will see, oh, then I can improve on this area. So just adapt to yourself and then improve this message. And you might think that you're not good enough or your style isn't unique enough. You are not actually that different. Then your unique style is not much different from the mass of good speakers. But that slightly difference, that 0.01%, is what makes you a great speaker and not a good speaker. However, a common mistake people make is that they think they're creating their unique speaking style, but they're just copying someone. So you need to be very mindful and very careful about not copying anyone. And there's something you can actually do right now, today, to start developing this unique play style. Just prepare like a 1 minute speech or just improvise, record yourself, then send to 3 friends of yours or 3 family members and ask them, okay, listening to this, what do you think are my strengths in my speaking? What are my weaknesses? Do I have any addiction I don't realize? Do I all the time? Do I have a weird way of talking? Is my tone of voice changing a lot while I'm speaking? Or am I maybe too monotone? Am I maybe too dry with my words? Because something is when you are like this. And suddenly you are like this, because this is the way I like speaking. But sometimes we need to understand when to speak like this. So ask for feedback, and then when you have your feedback, analyze yourself, your speech, and understand, okay, how can I improve it? And then you're gonna cut something here, add something here, and then you're gonna start creating, because it takes time to understand and actually create and develop this unique style of yours of speaking. But if you want just to see these short-term changes, after a month of recording yourself every single day and analyzing the way you talk, you will become a completely different speaker. Like if you're a bad speaker, you're gonna become like a medium height. If you are medium height, you're gonna become a good speaker. If you are a good speaker, you might become like a good slash half great speaker. Because the more advanced you are, the harder it is to actually be different and be better than most of people and have this unique play style, speaking style. So yeah, also read books on speaking. You can read, I don't know, the 48 laws of power, or you can see how to make friends and influence people, or public speaking. The last 2 ones are from Dale Carnegie. I forgot the author from the 48 laws of power. Anyway, goodbye.